not just support, but also a tank. Are you guys ready? We're going to be taking your questions. Any question you've ever wanted to ask, you can ask, and they may or may not answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I would like to introduce you to the people you know as Diva and Mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and make some big noise for Lucy Pohl and Charlotte. Well, welcome. You guys are jet-setting all over the country right now, aren't you?
Pretty good.
Yep.
I've been following your Twitter posts, and you seem to be having way too much fun.
That's us.
No.
You're saying more fun can be had?
No fun can be had. Ever. I am German. The Germans don't have fun.
Now, how many people out there are aware of the characters Diva and Mercy? Let's.
Yeah, that'd be like, who?
That'd be awkward. I don't know what we're doing here, but
Yeah, the room filled
we
up
wanted
pretty
to
well.
sit down. How many of you just wanted to sit down?
Now, we can talk a little bit about what we do, or we can open this right up. We don't have a lot of time to questions from the crowd, although I do want to say, the gaming is not the only thing you guys do. I know that you've been in Frankie Grace, which is very cool. You've gotten to work with legends. Was that fun?
Oh, what's legends? What is that? Like acting legends, I think you mean. Right?
Grace and Frankie?
Oh, the legends like Jane Fonda
Yeah.
and Lily Tomlin.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Grace and Frankie. Well, there's a show, and then there's like Legends of Korra.
Right.
So many different legends.
How many legends have you been
Hero.
But Jane Fonda, yes, it was an amazing experience. She's very, very
Legendary.
legendary.
Very legendary. She didn't have you work out or anything during your downtime, did she?
No. But she's very fit,
Yeah.
I must say. Yeah.
She's gonna live forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda's forever.
Jane Fonda never dies.
And you worked with some legends as well, because the geek in me is very happy to know that you were in Red Dwarf.
Yes, I was.
That's an amazing
Let's give it up
thing.
for Red Dwarf.
How was that like? What was that like for you?
That was so cool. It was so much fun. It was amazing. It's filmed in front of a live studio audience, which is really great. And I got to play a really fun sciencey character from the 1920s. So yeah, that was one of the best experiences.
Just a sciencey character. There were two sides to it.
What are you alluding to? Yeah, she was kind of a science hooker.
And aren't they all?
Excuse me? No, a science hooker.
Science hooker.
Sorry. Like science it's a time travel episode. Science is illegal, and so she has to pretend that she works in the bar, but really
Right.
it's like, hey, you guys want to
Oh, that makes so much sense
Yeah.
now. Yeah. By the way, are there any kids here over five, under five? Under five?
We're sorry that we
Okay,
ruined you.
under seven? Under
There are people who
seven?
work with needlework.
Under
That's
8.
what they're talking about.
Under 9? Under 10? Okay, 9. Okay, cool. Now we know PG.
Yeah.
PG. Okay.
Totally PG.
Forget the word hooker. For 6 years.
Yes.
Oh my God! Did you hear that? They're like, oh.
Oh. A hooker is someone who crochets.
Oh
Yes.
My grandma?
Yeah. Yes, grandma is a hooker.
Wow, I think we should take questions from the audience now.
All right, if you have a question for either Charlotte or Lucy, head up here to the microphone, get in line.
Excuse me.
And if we have somebody who can elongate the microphone a little bit. So, I mean, if you guys want to get on your knees to ask them a question, it does show a lot of, Sophie, everybody say hi, Sophie.
Hi, Sophie. That's it. Thanks, Sophie.
I was wondering, what is your favorite moment being with the voices of Overwatch? Like, what was your favorite memory?
Right now, gazing into Charlotte's eyes.
I'd say just whenever we get together and,
Yeah.
and hang out, we're all very close, and it's kind of like one big happy incestuous family. No, not incestuous. But we're really close, and yeah, we all. It's funny. It's like a family. We all, have different roles in each other's lives, and we're like sisters. We have
Yeah.
a lot of things in common, Lucy and I, and yeah, I'd say. Oh, and then of course you guys have seen the Blizzard video that Johnny Cruz made. That was really fun.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Nope.
those are some of our favorite
No.
moments.
Not even-
But also, oh my God, is that underwear? Are you wearing?
Wow.
Are you wearing underwear on your face? Well, congratulations. But yeah, and also I think just seeing each other at conventions, because we all live in different places. Lucy lives in New York and I live in LA. And we've got Chloe Hollings, who's Widowmaker in France, and there's so many different people in different areas of the world that I think being able to reconnect when we get to see each other at conventions is a really fun kind of time.
Yeah, I second that, definitely. Every time we get together, and then just being able to share these experiences with each other, because it is, yeah, it's unique for us as well. And there's not a lot of people that can kind of understand what we're experiencing with you guys. So it brings us really close together to be able to share those moments. And we find out new things about each other every time we get closer. And we do, a lot of us, I think, have a lot in common with our characters as well. So it's fun that, the relationships in the games also bring us closer together as people. So yeah, I would say that that's definitely true. That it's every time we get together, it's just really great, really special, unique kind of situation that we found ourselves in. Thanks, Sophie.
Thank you, Sophie. I saw an article that described you all as the Beatles of voice actors.
Yeah, that was in the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you surprised by that?
No,
we knew we were there.
No, I mean, it's flattering. I mean, it's definitely a flattering comparison, but we have seen what it's turned into, what Overwatch has turned into over the last couple of years, and so, I do think it's fitting, if I do say so myself.
Did the success take you by surprise?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, the game, came from the scraps of Titan, as you guys know, and it was sort of an underdog. A lot of people, I remember when I was kind of hinting that I was in the game to some other developers of other games, they were like, oh, well, good luck with that game, Overwatch or whatever it is. And I was like, oh, why? Oh, yeah, definitely. And I was a little like, okay, I was taken aback because they just were they didn't believe in it at all. And so when it finally came out, and it became what it is today, I was like,
Yeah, well, Charlotte is way more on it with these kinds of things than I am, but when I got the part, I didn't know anything about it, and I was like, oh cool, it's a gig, I got a gig, awesome. And then Andrea, one of the directors, was like, that this is going to be big, right? And as an actor, you hear that a lot, and then things don't go anywhere, so you're kind of used to going, yeah, whatever. And that's what I kind of did. I just went, yeah, whatever, we'll see. And then it really did take me by surprise when it took off as much as it did. And
especially because as actors, we work so hard our whole lives to be in a project that has as much passion as Overwatch does. So and you never know what that project is going to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes like we sign up for a movie or we sign up for a television show and they're like, this is it. This is what's going to be your greatest role of all time. And then
you get cut. They're like, wait, I'm supposed to be in this scene, what? But I think one of the first moments for me was I was in a cafe in New York, and I was there with a friend. She got up to go to the bathroom, and the waiter came over, and he was like, excuse me, I'm so sorry to bother you, this is kind of unprofessional, but... And in my head, I started this inner, like, New Yorker dialogue, like, oh, this guy's gonna tell me I can't be sitting here because I'm not eating anything? Oh my God, this guy, I'm gonna tell him he can't do that. I waited tables for 7 years and there's no sign, and I like went off. And then I started listening to what he was actually saying. He was like, I'm a huge fan of Overwatch. I was like, oh my God, I was about to curse you out. Thank you so much. But that was a big moment for me, you know, getting recognized like that, especially because our faces, you know, aren't necessarily attached in the actual game. So that was a big moment for me where I was like,
Didn't
wow.
hurt his tip either, did it?
No.
What's your name?
Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
Hi.
Hi, Joseph.
I came here, I've actually played Overwatch in forever, and just to show how iconic your characters are, once they started making all the Mercy changes, I was kind of like, I'm out. Because that's the only character I played in competitive. So I wanted to ask, when you got the parts, did you ever expect Mercy and Eva in particular to blow up like they did compared to some other characters in the cast? And how does that feel?
No, I didn't think about like what character would be more. I didn't see Mercy and think, yes, she's gonna be super popular. No, I didn't think that way at all.
Oh, yeah, I did. No, I mean, I think what's nice, and we always sort of both talk about this, is the diversity in the game and how everybody is represented. And maybe you don't feel like a big gorilla like Winston, but somebody out there does. And so, in that sense, you know, it's more or less not about who's more popular or who has more followers or who has more, you know, legions of mains, but rather the fact that they even all the different kinds of characters exist so that anybody can relate. When we found out that Symmetra had autism, that was something that, you know, when has a video game ever represented somebody in the, you know, autism community? Like, that's just something that you don't see very often. So, you know, of course, we both love the fact that we are some of your favorite tank and supports, but at the same time, there's just so many different characters that everybody relates to. I'd be remiss not to mention just how, you know, everybody relates to all the different characters in different ways.
Yeah, and I think that because of that, because the characters are so three-dimensional, the passion that people have for each of the characters, the specific characters that, you know, you guys relate to specifically, is equally as strong as for the characters that seem to be, you know, the more popular or more picked characters or more cosplayed characters. I think in that sense it doesn't really matter, because the passion that each individual feels for the fact that they can connect so specifically to the character is equal, you know? So, and I think that's what's so great about the game, that there's just, yeah, there's something for everybody in it, on an equally powerful level.
And to speak on the Mercy changes and whatnot, like, it's obviously not just Mercy. The devs work on all the different changes for all the different characters, but I think they've done such a good job on trying to balance things out. I think there's, you know, whenever you see, I've been nerfed before, and when I get nerfed, I get buffed, and so if you see a nerf for Mercy, then you're definitely going to see a buff. Like, that's just how it works. You can't have one side of the coin. You're going to have both, and so the balancing out of, you know, all the different developments, I think, is something that's so unique to Overwatch, because most games don't listen to the community and go, oh, okay, I think we're gonna, you know, reference that in their cinematic or something. That's crazy when you see something that everybody else has been talking about. Like, for example, when you saw like the Lucio and the Diva lines that were together, or when you have many references to the lore with your character as well, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's something that I think is really unique to Overwatch, because they're listening and they want to make sure, you know, when you guys talk about toxicity, that's something you see addressed. You know, they're trying to work with trying to make this a cohesive and fun community that is also, you know, interactive in that way. And I think that that's something that's really special about it. So Mercy is going to definitely get buff, but don't quote me because I'm not Jeff Kaplan. Quote her. Thanks, Josie.
We have a young person here with a question. What's your name?
Mason?
Mason.
Hi, Mason. Hi, Mason.
So being a voice actor, is it ever strange to have to pretend to, like, get shot, for instance? Just, like, make voices and pretend?
I love it.
I love being shot.
I love being shot. Well, when do you get to like die 15 different ways in real life? Only once, right? So I love it. They're called efforts or exertions, and yeah, you do all different kinds of scenarios. I love doing them because you kind of really have to dig deep and come up with different ways to make a sound. You know, you don't get words to express, to like color, you just get sounds. So I really love it, and I find them to be really fun and challenging.
Can you do one for us? Woo! Can we get some encouragement?
All right. Which one? Tell me one to do.
Let's see. Oh, Lucio just booped you off the cliff.
Specific to Lucio? The sound has to be specific to him? Oh my god. All right. Let's break it down. I know.
Oh, you were, but you said let's break it down.
Yeah, because she's like falling. She's like, oh no, let's break it down.
You know what's unfair is that anybody else who's dying, Mercy could come and save them. Who's going to save you?
Who's gonna save me?
Save
Mercy. Diva! No.
I wish I had that resurrectability. I do. I really
Mason's gonna save Mercy, right? Yeah. Cool, thanks.
We have McCree up next.
What time is it?
It's time for you to get a watch, Miss Diva.
All right.
More serious, sort of serious note. As somebody who's an illustrator, one of the things that's really gotten me hooked on the game is the different cosmetics and especially the designs of the skins for each event. If you had your way to design a new skin for your characters, what would you choose and why?
I've been wanting a steampunk skin, but I mentioned it to Michael Chu, and he was like, "Oh, cool. I hate steampunk." I was like, "Awesome, thanks."
Okay, so I have a few ideas. I have one that I've been sort of floating recently, but you guys have to understand, if we say it, it's probably not going to happen. That's what's sad about it, but I have a lot of ideas. My favorite one that I've been like thinking about for the last couple of years is Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, so good.
She would be in the Little Red Riding Hood outfit, and then her mecha would be a wolf, which I think would be like killer. I have another one that I've been working on in my head, and it would be in like it would be cool if we could like cross-cultural sort of cultural nowadays. What do you say? Like inbreeding? Oh no, that's not. Like the Nintendo world, and like you know what I mean. And so then like if the Mario world kind of came in with the Overwatch world, it would be really cool if she was Princess Peach, and then her mecha was Bowser.
Wow.
That would be really cool.
So cool.
Let's see. Yeah, I think those are. Oh, and then one last one that I've been kind of thinking about is it'd be cool if some of the characters took on the characteristics of the other ones. Like, so for example, like maybe if Diva had Mercy wings, or like all of a sudden there are missiles on Mercy. That would be really, really
So
cool.
cool.
Like, you know? Oh my god, that was really loud. Yeah.
Charlotte doesn't care about skin so much, as you can tell.
I don't care about that.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up all those things, but your character is very much a gamer, and the things that you're bringing up is like, you know, crossing the streams with other games. What other games? I know. What are the games again that your character is really quite fond of?
Well, they say StarCraft 2, but unprofessional of you. They say have to, but Michael Chu has since denied that
Really?
claim. Yes. Yeah.
So there are no others that you think might be, what do you think that
I mean, I think
Steve would really love?
definitely would love to play that. This is a different franchise, but I think she also likes to kill a few zombies in Call of Duty.
Aren't you in it?
Yeah, kind of. I am, but not that one. Not that one. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, there's
Thank
a
you, Rachel.
gentleman who has a shirt on that says, "I farted," and I just keep looking over. I want to give a shout out. That's all.
Shout out to the fart man.
I'm actually looking at the people surrounding him and worried about them. What's your name?
Nervous. So I recently started playing Overwatch just a couple months ago and got super addicted. Mostly I got into it because of the lore, which is not in the game so much. So we do have the lore event coming up. Is there anything in the lore of your guys' characters that you would be more interested in getting into? Whether it's an event or a comic or a cinematic or whatever.
I mean, we're kind of like you guys in the sense that we don't know what's coming and what it's going to be. So, I mean, for me at least, I get as excited as you guys, you know, whenever I find out something new about Mercy. So, yeah, I'd be excited about anything. I'd love a cinematic. Mercy needs a cinematic. A little more about her background. Yeah. There's someone in the line going, yes, 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 you, yes, yes, yes.
I think for me personally, I would want to see more of Diva's family life because, you know, like one of the things that they, well, not they, we as a community have kind of come up with is like how Soldier 76 is her dad and Sombra and Reaper and all of that and like the gremlin side of her, like why does she eat so many chips? Why does she like Mountain Dew? We don't know these things. And so her real life would be nice. You know, because like when you're hearing alts and you're doing all these, you're seeing all these lines that are sort of like these one-liners, you don't really get into like their lives. And I think it's really important when you get to see the cinematic, like May and seeing her origin and all the origin stories. I think that that's something that will allow us to connect to the characters more. So I want to see a little bit more of like, yeah, just her gremlin side, I guess.
The gremlin side is the best side.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Great black cat, by the way.
I had you sign my 350 Mercy hours yesterday.
Yes, I remember. Give it up. 350 hours on Mercy. What? Thank you for your service.
I do. I was wondering if you guys did any kind of rituals when you got in the booth, just to kind of like get in character, or like if there was something that.
I fly around the block and resurrect a few people. I just like to listen to some of the recordings, some of her voice lines to get myself in the right headspace. That's about it. I mean, I do some vocal exercises in the morning if I have a recording, but yeah, that's about it for me.
Oh, I used to listen to like K-pop, and I used to listen to like just the other day. The other day I was
Listening to K-pop.
listening to some K-pop,
Yeah. And you called me.
I did,
Yeah.
and it reminded me of just my days of recording Diva like 2 years ago. It started quite a few years ago, so that was really fun. But anytime I go into the studio, well, within the last like 6 months, I've been listening a lot to like Halsey, and are you guys familiar? Some Ariana
Crystal with
Grande, because like she's poppy, she's a pop star herself. So I put on some Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, just kind of get into that poppy mood. And also vocal exercises. Do you do vocal exercises?
Yeah.
Do you drink tea when you go in the booth? What do you drink?
No, water.
Oh, okay.
Vodka. Water. Water.
I've actually drank at the studio before.
Really?
Yeah, I have.
Did you get drunk or just a little lifted?
Just a little lifted, but not not during the recording. It
Yeah,
was
right.
Andrea, we had like a little, I don't know what it was. It was like a Cinco de Mayo or something. It was like a holiday, and they had like a full bar at the studio.
Oh no, that's
And
wrong.
I requested a White Russian, and that's what I drank right after. We all cheers to shots and stuff. It was really fun.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, water, vodka, and White Russians, guys. That's the secret to voice acting. And K-pop.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
One thing I'm curious about is that you guys get to not just voice the characters in English, you get to voice them in different languages, and it's the same lines, correct? So,
You have
tell
a
me
great
about...
voice, by the way.
Oh, I got it at a yard sale. Tell me a bit about that process of voicing your characters both in English and in another language, because in most cases people voice their characters and then it goes to somebody else who records them. You get a chance to do it yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for both of us, because we are native speakers in other languages, we have done a lot. That's worked to our advantage in a lot of ways in our careers because we've been able to, get into smaller pools where there's less competition, and we've been able to kind of gain experience and perfect our craft.
Don't you think though it's not as much less competition in some way, because just because there are fewer number of people that can do what we do, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's easier to get, because
No.
everyone is so skilled in what they do. There's so
That's
many
true.
talented actors out there.
Yeah, it's not easier, but there's less people that are as good as us.
Right.
Yeah, but they're not the
We're
Beatles
so
of
humble.
voiceover.
Or so humble. No, but so I'm just saying that I think that's something that I think I can speak for both of us on that we've been used to already working in our in the other languages. That so for me it wasn't it was kind of like, oh cool, yeah, I've been doing this anyway for a long time and using both of the languages I speak. In Charlotte's case, I speak 3 languages fluently. But so yeah, and it was a treat, of course, to be able to bring that to the table and get to add that to Mercy. And I love when I meet fans that say that they're like learning German because of the German voice lines, or that some of the German voice lines are some of their favorite voice lines. So I think that's really awesome to get people introduced and connected to other languages and kind of make people's lives a little more international that way. That's really cool.
Your character wasn't going to be German to begin with, though, right?
She's Swiss. She's
Yeah.
Swiss.
But they just liked your voice and what you were doing with it.
Well, in Switzerland, they speak a form of German. It's Swiss German, and most Swiss people speak High German as well. So, yeah, she's Swiss German. I don't speak Swiss German, but yeah, they like my voice and my voice quality. Finding a Swiss German voice actor is probably extremely hard.
That's a very small pool.
Yeah, very small pool. But like I said, most Swiss German people speak High German, so there's not really a
Not a
difference
stretch.
there. Not that big of a stretch, no.
That's so funny. I do like a lot of what I used to do. I've kind of retired from that now, but I used to do a lot of like North Korean voices. But it's like, how the hell are you supposed to find a North Korean person when they're all trapped in North Korea? Like, sorry, But so I completely understand. I understand that. But you make a great Swiss German, Mercy. Thank you. But also for me, I'm not the actual voice of Diva. It's somebody else. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I was
there's
like,
actually,
what? Oh my god, who are you?
There's actually a Korean diva.
Yeah.
There's also a Japanese diva. And I speak both languages, but they still wanted like somebody from the actual regions to voice the lines, and I'm not really sure why.
I think there's also a German person
Mercy?
that does Mercy in German, fully in German.
She's just not as good though.
Nobody listens to it. Just kidding. But I think it has to do with money.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they pay them differently over there. There's different kind of.
so true.
Chloe does both versions.
Oh,
She
yeah,
does the
that's
French
true.
and the original. But yeah, so it is cool. It's cool that
What do you mean, like authenticity?
authenticity. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Fired. I'm gonna get fired tomorrow.
Hi, what's your name?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm April.
Amy Pohl?
April.
Oh,
April.
April. Oh, she's a
My sister?
My sister.
I just want to start by saying I love you guys.
We love you too.
So is it true that Genji is the real edgelord because he always goes into the fight and kills himself?
Asking me?
You're gonna have to ask him yourself.
Yeah.
Have you guys all met Gaku's face? Anyone who's been? Oh my gosh!
Oh my gosh. Nobody's
No.
met him?
Okay, we're gonna have to fly him
Let's
out
call him
tonight.
right now.
Let's call him. You want it? Let's call him.
You're all down with that, right?
Well, I'm gonna call Johnny. Oh my god. All the cameras are gonna go up. They're like, oh shit.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're doing this. My
Probably at the
hands are
gym, you
shaking.
guys.
Yeah, you guys.
It's leg day today.
Always at the gym.
Oh no, he's not gonna pick up.
I think he's in Dubai. Oh, yeah, he might be.
What time is it in Dubai?
It's high noon. No, he's in Dubai. Well, let's leave him a message.
This is Johnny. This
Do they not have a voicemail?
Please leave your message for 3-1.
There are some people here that want to meet you.
No, I have Johnny on the line. I have Johnny. You're at our panel in Washington, D.C. What did you say?
I said, what's up, everybody?
Any Johnny Cruz fans up in here? Can you do a voice line for us?
Yeah. Don't let no shit down.
We almost accomplished Gaku's number just now.
Thanks for answering our call. We love you and we'll talk to you soon.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Yay, that was epic.
So who do you want to call next?
He goes, hello.
So do you guys now believe us? We're the real deal. We have Johnny Cruz's number, you guys.
It's 3, 1.
Okay, that was fun. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amy Pohl.
First off, I want to say, as a Mercy Diva main, I absolutely love you guys.
Aw, thank you. We love you.
Second of all, my girlfriend, she lives all the way in Washington State, and would it be okay if I asked you, Lucy, to say something for her?
Sure.
Could you say I love you, Zara?
Zara?
Zara.
Oh, I guess I love her now. Yeah. That was quick. We only met. Hey, Zara. I love you. I just love you. Oh, you're welcome. Hi. Hey, my friend. Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering.
Your mom has purple hair, right? Right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering, what's your guys' favorite, like, event content-wise?
I liked the New Year event because it was very cultural and there, with the palanquin skin and everything. I just liked that so many people were able to learn a lot about Korean culture because of the event, and so that's probably one of my favorite ones.
I like the uprising event.
Yeah, it's coming up again, yeah?
We don't know any.
What's your favorite?
I personally like the Christmas event.
Oh, cool, yeah. Why'd you like it?
I mean, there's some pretty good skins.
What's your favorite one?
Get off our lawn. Cool, thank you.
What happened to your arm, buddy?
He was like handling a spotlight, right? That's what happened? Yeah, and he fell backwards.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Another one of those
Broke
useful
two
breaks.
bones. Yeah.
Hey, have you guys signed his cast yet?
I have, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. I did it. You didn't ask me to sign it.
Anybody got a Sharpie?
I volunteered, Charlotte.
Yeah, bring the Sharpie up.
Okay. If he can fit it in. If he has time.
Time, okay. Please do. Oh, okay.
Can you bring your arm up here? Just the arm. Mother.
Was a question about when you were first introduced to your character, they had a little bit of like guidelines. Like he was talking about how when they told him what you should do for
Did you see him at AwesomeCon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They gave him a picture of Gimli and were like, "You want something like this." Could you give us a little bit of information about what sort of prompts you were given when doing your line through?
I was told that she was a medical doctor, and really they just kind of focused on the like balance between her being very strong yet having a soft, empathetic side to her. So that's what we focused on. They didn't really give me any references or guidelines besides that. We just focused on finding that tone and finding the right intensity of the accent. Yeah, and playing with that.
For me, they ended up giving her a code name, and it was like some sort of, I think it was like something like Sunjin or something. It was like a completely different name, and also gave us a picture, or gave me a picture of like an actual human being that looked like a Korean pop star. And so I thought that was really interesting, because I didn't actually know what Diva looked like at
I
all.
got a picture of a human being too.
You got a picture
Yeah.
of a human being? Was she pretty?
She was pretty, but she was not blonde.
Oh,
Yeah.
she
She was a brunette, and she had her hair. Yes, it was me. The picture was me. No. It was weird. I think she had her hair tied back, and she was wearing like the outfit at the doctor. Yeah. The doctor's outfit, and she didn't look like Mercy at all. No.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have this is your 5-minute warning. We have 5
We're gonna
minutes.
speed
remaining.
round. Speed round. That's okay. We can hear you. We'll repeat your question for everybody.
So I was as a Symmetromane, yes, you know, do with me.
No.
But even though I am a Symmetromane, I am a huge fan of your characters, and I would love it if you improvised a voice interaction between your characters.
So we're actually not allowed to do any lines that aren't scripted in the game. So we can interact with the actual voice lines, you know. Yeah. And in the voice? No, we're not allowed to.
Okay, how about this? I will say Mercy, one of Mercy's lines, and she'll say one of mine. Okay. Heroes never die.
Nerf this.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
I know, it is getting better.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want to come back to car wash.
Now we've got to get the microphone even lower.
And the cake is not a lie.
The cake is not a lie, yeah.
The cake is not a lie.
Was it Kayla?
Hi, what's your name?
Layla.
What's your question, Caleb?
Layla.
Layla.
I was wondering what it would usually be like when you were in the studio. What would you usually do in the studio?
in the studio, you go in, and usually there's like a music stand, and it has paper with your lines on it, and then you put on big headphones. Some of us have their own headphones that they bring to the sessions with them.
The two of us, too.
Yeah.
The same
We're
exact
kind of
one.
happy about it.
She has a sleek white one, and I have like a really cool black one.
Yeah. You like it. And then you put them on, and then usually there'll be a big plexiglass window, and there's a sound engineer behind it, and he'll go, all right, can you read some of the lines for levels, please? And then you'll read some of the lines so he can adjust the levels of the recording and make sure it sounds good and matches all the old recordings. And then you have the director in your ear, and he or she goes, all right, let's take it. Line 1, just give me 3, and let's just play around with it. And you read it 3 times, and then they go, that was great, or they go, let's try it again. And you do that for a maximum of 4 hours, and then you get out, and then you go and you eat ice cream.
Let's do one word answers. Thank you so much, Layla. Let's do one word answers to everybody. Yes, speed round, so that we can
Thanks, Layla.
Sure.
And this is unfortunately our very last question of the panel.
Wait. How many speed round? We can do,
We have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. We're gonna do one word answers for everybody.
Okay.
Hi, so as we getting into voice acting, what advice would you give to people, especially seeing as the kind of like imbalance between men and women in the voice acting community?
Oh, that's a good question. Be a good actor, and I want to be a voiceactor.com.
Yeah, persistence.
That's actually a website, and it really does help.
It's a great opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First time as a support man, I also do Mercy a lot as well, and she needs a line that says, I can't heal stupid.
Oh. Thank you, noted.
But, do you guys, like, with how Matt Mercer does, when you guys play, do you guys ever say stuff in voice chat in your character's lines just to mess with people?
I've done it once.
I've never done it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes or no question. In Overwatch is Korea unified?
Is Korea unified? Oh, I think we're going towards it one day, hopefully. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
What is your favorite ultimate in the game?
The favorite ultimate? Well, mine, of course.
Yeah, mine too. Heroes never die.
Thanks. It's D'Artagnan, right?
Yes.
Hi, what's up?
About butcher's pronunciation, but how do you guys feel about spaghetti?
Oh,
Regina.
Brigitte,
Awesome.
Brigitte, there's so many people. Yeah. I can't wait to meet her.
Yeah, me too. Thumbs up.
Yay, thank you, thank you.
Do you ship windshield?
I always tell him, I have a boyfriend.
My bro was never able to make it here, so could you sign a couple things for him?
Yeah, sure.
we'll be
In a
signing
minute.
after
In a minute.
We'll be signing after this. You can come see us. No problem.
Alright, so my friends asked, what's your favorite Overwatch hero to play or just design or whatever?
Diva.
Diva. Lucy. No, not Lucy. Mercy.
What's y'all's favorite interactions with the different characters?
Hey, Daddy-O.
Let's keep the skies clear together.
So you were talking about how the players would connect with the characters, but do you feel like you connect with your own characters?
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm sassy but sweet.
This may be a little biased, but how are your opinions on the new hero Moira?
Love her.
Awesome. Love her.
I think she's really
Not.
good.
No.
I think she's very versatile.
No, she's
So I
awesome.
really
Yeah.
like her.
And she's got great style, right?
Yeah. And she's played by such a famous actress.
She's
Look
amazing.
her up.
Genevieve.
Yeah. Look her up.
Genevieve O'Reilly. Yeah.
You make a great Moira.
Hi. One word to describe the pharmacy ship?
Oh, yeah.
So other than your own heroes, what is your favorite hero?
Diva.
Definitely Mercy.
Okay, so since I'm the last question, or at least I think, well, this was a thing. What's your favorite color?
Red. Purple.
Thank you all for the question. Let's get Jamie over here who's been signing the hands off for the entire panel. Thank you, Sam. And let's hear it once again for Charlie, Chuck, and Lucy Pohl.